Okay, so whatever episode this is, I'll add it in later, but this is a bit of a victory lap for you and me. I finished my short film. You got your broker's license.
That's right.
And I think if there was a single word that could describe that process, it was persistence.
Oh, persistence, man. It was, took me 5 years.
5 years.
5 long years of heartache and financial mishaps, burdens, but it was all needed.
And that was relatively fast.
Yes,
for getting a broker's license.
So the minimum that you have to be a licensed realtor in Texas is 4 years. And then you have continuing education credits. You have to have a certain amount of sales, which I found out in year 3 that I had surpassed the sales and surpassed the education requirement, but I had to hit 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then last year saw the market go in a different direction a little bit, and so as Jim Rohn, I think, said it, was you can't control the seasons, right? The seasons come and go. You can't just rip January out of the calendar and avoid it. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to just adjust to the season. So I took that time to study and made the decision to finally go after it. And applied with the state. They approved me. And, you remember, I scheduled the first exam. I thought I was ready, showed up, and the system crashed.
Yeah.
And I did not.
As an act of God.
Act of God. Just could not take the exam the first time. So I was delayed by a couple weeks. But while at that testing center, I made a really good business connection. Just fell out of the sky. So we'll see where that leads us.
Another act of God.
Another act of God. So
the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away.
At the same time. So we'll see where that business connection leads us. But it was a good connection made, a good conversation had. And then 2 weeks later, went in, different testing location. I was halfway through the exam, and the system crashed again.
Jesus.
And he told me that if he could not get it up and running in the next hour, I would have to reschedule and lose my progress. And at minute 48, he restarted the system. I jumped back in, had about 15 questions left. At that point, the focus was gone a little bit, but I just went for it. And they handed me 2 sheets of paper that both said pass on them. So now I'm officially a licensed Texas broker.
Now, I was preparing for this, I'm calling it a victory lap podcast today because, we both accomplished something here. But I was preparing by listening to some of our older podcasts, including the very original Green T-shirt podcast.
Yes.
In the parking garage. And you were telling me about being a hockey player and how that was your dream for a significant part of your childhood.
Since I was 9 years old.
But you had a friend who very precociously realized, we got to start thinking about college in the future because this is a game.
Yep.
But you kept the dream alive for longer than he did, and that maybe had some negative consequences for you because that didn't end up working out. But here you are a decade or two later, keeping the dream alive in like the real estate thing, because that also is something that did not pay off immediately. May never pay off.
Yeah. I mean, as you know, year 1 pretty much went bankrupt in this game. You are not prepared. You get that license and you're just ready to go. And the friend you're mentioning, kind of funny that you mentioned that. So that's my wonderful friend Hunter Martinez, who passed away. And one of the first people that I texted that I passed my broker exam with was his mother. And so she gave me congratulations and said she knew I could do it and all that. But just persistence. We just keep going. In real estate, even if I separate a shoulder or hurt a knee, I could still keep selling homes.
Yeah, persistence is that double-edged sword. I mean, and it takes wisdom to know what's something worth giving your time in your life to.
And that's the struggle that I think in business is realizing, okay, am I in the right vehicle to financial success and life success? Or do I leave this vehicle and jump onto something else, a different sales position or back to the corporate world, which I've considered many times where I talk to my business partner. I mean, every day it's, look, we got this many under contract, we have this many in the pipeline, or we have nothing in the pipeline and nothing under contract. What do we do? do we go back to the corporate world? Do we get jobs? What do we do here? Or do we just keep pushing? And then out of nowhere, we just picked up a new client that
Nice.
you know very well. And, we were at the inspection this morning, and so we keep on keeping on. And again, maybe another act of God, but this would be deal number 40 for me to close out the year and to close out my 5 years, which is kind of a big milestone in my career. But yeah, deal number 40 that I've led, that I was the head agent on. So I've done probably 20 more where I've been secondary on. But yeah, so we're pushing along. Everything's good.
I'm gonna flip the car around so we get a little bit more light. Now, one thing that I mentioned earlier, which I want to restate, is that these conversations I hope are going to be useful to somebody who's a little bit behind us in life.
Right.
What you're saying and what I'm saying may be obvious to somebody who's a little older or just a little bit more traditionally successful, but not everybody knows the basic facts of life. And persistence, as much as you hear it, it takes a long time to grasp and see it bear fruit in your life. I remember there was this one time it was at night, you were showing me through your phone like all the certifications you had passed, and that's not going to make you more money. Like, you don't get a bonus for every little certificate you get. It's just another, well, it's an investment for sure, but nothing in that is guaranteed. You get each little certificate, and then you got to make something of that.
And that's the difference between real estate and most other businesses. Is you get these certificates, or you take these courses that you take time out of your day, you pay for out of pocket, but all you're hoping for is to gain one little nugget out of those classes. And some of them you don't, some of them you do. One little script or something that you can use throughout a deal that will help you close that deal, that will eventually make you some money. But it's that hope. I mean, even the broker's license, everyone's asking me, the people that know even what it means, oh, so you're starting your own brokerage now. But no, that's not the intent right now. Right now I love my brokerage, love my broker, he's been good to me. But it's just that little differentiating factor between me and the other thousands of realtors out there that, which, not to talk badly about them, but there's a lot out there that just shouldn't be doing this because they're doing it for the wrong reasons. They're looking at it as quick money, which it's not. You really have to put the client first. And a lot of times when you put the client first, your pocket suffers. But you have to take that to heart, and you have to do the right thing. And if everything works out with some acts of God and some luck, you get paid. And that's how it works.
Yeah, that's another part of that kind of work where, one, there's nobody handing you a paycheck every 2 weeks. There's nobody giving you a plan, and there's nobody necessarily telling you how to conduct yourself.
Yeah. You have to change. We change plans. We change systems. I think in the last podcast or the one before, we were talking about. I was very excited about the new systems that we're trying.
Yes, I remember that.
Well, all of those systems have now. It was 2024. We started going after for sale by owners, and we had this great system that we just thought we discovered the moon or whatever. Nope, not gonna happen, not gonna work. So then we moved on to another system, which has been a lot better, but still not where we wanted it. And then we moved on to another system since then. And we were doing bingo night at a HOA event and handing out ice cream to people at a pool party. But you had thousands of people present, and we were in a position where we were just the ice cream guys. We were just the bingo guys. Here, take a shot on number 16. And having a good time. They saw that we were human, not trying to sell them anything. Couldn't sell them anything because that was not where we were at. But we gained some relationships, and it's only been growing from there. And those are the more organic, natural relationships that we need. And then ultimately, the conversations we've had where it comes down to commission, usually the number one objection. Well, when the people see us spending money into the community, whether it's ice cream or alcohol or a charcuterie board or whatever it is, they don't really come after us for the commission as much. Because they see that we're doing things, we're giving back, and they understand we need to get paid, and we're professionals. Whereas a lot of these average realtors, the first thing they do is cut their commission, And what I always say is, if a realtor's so quick to cut their money, what are they going to do with your money when no one's watching?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to give up your money right away, and that's thousands of dollars. Because whether I sell your house for $500,000 or $550,000, it doesn't make me that much more money. It's just a little bit more. But for you, that's $50,000 difference. And if I just give that away as quick as I give away my commission, you're not going to be in the best position. And that was a huge thing, because we did that at the beginning too. I would cut my commission just right out of the gate. Whereas now, I try to get full commission, but if something comes up throughout the deal, let's say there's a repair that my buyer just can't afford, okay, I'll cut my commission and help them out. If it gets the deal done and makes them happy and makes me happy, and we come to terms. But if I give it away right away and then something comes up in the deal, a busted pipe, whatever it is, I don't even have the money to give you, because you've already beat me up on the front.
Yeah, and that's so hard, because again, there is so much to know, and it's not like there's necessarily, I know there are processes, but when do you learn that you need to assert yourself in these areas because it's going to bite you in these areas? Like, that seems like it's something you just got to learn over the years.
You have to, you have to go through it. You have to go through some nightmares. That's the biggest thing. I mean, this morning we were looking for a septic, just looking for the system. We had very basic directions of where it was in the backyard. I mean, it's in the backyard on the east side. Okay. Well, the inspector was out there and I was out there. We found some little sharp sticks, and we're literally poking in the ground, playing battleship, digging holes.
You're, yeah.
And
trying to get the dividing rod out there.
You know, unfortunately, not that that's his job, but that's what it came down to. He was over there digging, and I was pointing. And I felt bad about it, but I was basically pointing, and he was digging. And we found it. Everything checked out. We're on to the next step now. So we shall see what happens. Next up is the appraisal. As long as everything lands, then we will be on our way to closing.
All right, let's wrap up that part with this question. What kind of gratification do you feel getting your broker's license, if anything? Or maybe if it's not emotional.
Yeah, it was definitely emotional. Like I told you, so the location we're at now is where I studied the night before, and it's nice to come here stress-free. I have other stresses, but stress-free from that. And it was something that was lingering over me for at least 2 years now. That it was one of those boxes I wanted to check of, okay, I did this, I passed it. And the fact that I passed it on the first try, where there's a lot of people that are trying to get their real estate license that fail it multiple times over and over. And I passed the broker exam on the first try, which was a little validation of, keep going, you know what you're doing. You know, there's no doubt.
Did you feel anything?
Just accomplishment, and just check the box. That's it. You enjoy it for a second, have a drink, on to the next thing.
All right, very good.
Yeah.
We'll make that the intermission there, but congratulations on that. I'm really happy for you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. We're recording. So I asked you that last question to lead into my own accomplishment.
Exactly.
And my accomplishment, was making my short film, the first episode of Surrealist Warfare. And I asked you the question about gratification because I did not get the emotional gratification that I thought I would at the end of that movie. Yeah. I feel like I got my driver's license as an adult. Like how that would feel. Like maybe I'd been driving illegally for years, but like I've been driving and I finally got this thing that says I am allowed to drive and nobody can say otherwise. Yeah, I feel like it's just official now. I made a short film. You can say it's bad, you can say it's any other negative quality, but you can't say I didn't make one. And so it feels like I crossed some threshold, but it doesn't feel like I'm getting like the ticker tape parade that I thought it would feel like to some degree.
So it's kind of similar if you look at it, because it was the same thing. It's kind of a lonely road when you're trying to do things on your own out of nothing, right? And same thing, I get the broker's license, and yeah, I mean, people said congratulations, whatever, which I do appreciate, but yeah, there wasn't Right. There's no pay raise. There's no, here's your bonus for achieving this. Here's your investor into your next film or anything. Now you're back at zero.
Yeah.
Do it again.
I have to do everything. Like I have a lot of tools. I have a team. I have equipment.
Which look back where you were, just not so a short while ago.
Yeah. Well, just to contrast the two, when I first started this, the only equipment I had was my little notebook computer, a phone, and my friend Rebecca. Over the course of the better part of a year, we went from that little bit to now I have a real laptop computer that can run a serious editing program. I have better, like a DSLR. I mean, not like a super expensive camera, but better than the cell phone I had. I have 2 microphones. I have a lot more people who I can call on to help me film next time. What else do I have?
Well, and that's the thing too with the people. You know, when we walked in, because just to piggyback on that, it was not bad. Short film was great, and everyone was looking at you for guidance. You were in charge. I mean, I was there. I saw it, and Mike and I watched it all unfold from filming to the actual presentation.
Yeah, that was very nice to finally be the guy in charge.
Yeah.
Like I spend so much time in areas where I'm kind of just a peripheral guy, whether I'm like landscaping, I'm just like the 8th man on the team, just another set of hands, not essential to the team. At valet, I think I'm a pretty good valet. I run fast and I do a good job there, but I'm not really a car guy.
Yeah. But hold on there, Thursday night.
Yeah, we did great.
Thursday night, let's throw that out there. We did do a valet event.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for you and Mr. Joseph out there and a couple of other teammates,
a real clusterfuck.
Yeah, it would have been the end of that account, if not more.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if I didn't have you there calling the shots from the point, because I was underwater.
Yeah, I take a little leadership more at valet because I have some seniority there, and
well, and I mean he depend. It's to the point now where he depends on us to run that show. Without us, he doesn't.
Yeah, that's true.
He didn't have
and
much to go
that's a
off.
very important account to Bob. But to keep it on track, like I'm not the man at valet or landscaping, but I was the man on the set because I came up with the script, I organized everything, and I'm not minimizing contributions made by Rebecca, who stuck by me when I didn't always have a good plan, but she graciously followed me. But like I was the leader there, and I actually had a reason to be the leader there, and it was kind of one of the first times in my life where like I got like some respect, and I felt like I really deserved it.
Yeah. You earned the respect, and the other thing is those people. That is the only way they see you.
Yeah, well, certain people
they don't see
only see me as the guy, like the writer guy, and he made that short film.
They don't know the valet world. They don't know the landscaping world. And it's the same thing for me, which is that constant battle of, to some people I'm just dad, or husband, or whatever, valet, whatever I do or am doing, or limo driver, whatever I was in the past, to now, to a lot of the people in my life, I am just Greg, the realtor.
Yeah. Another thing I want to bring up from earlier podcasts is I use the phrase like moving to a different country, but by still staying where you are.
That's what it is.
Like I want to spend more time in this new country I exist in, where
100%.
People respect me, or I get to be the leader, where certain people anyway, like want to be a part of my next project, even without me asking them. They're like, "Do you have anything else coming up?"
Right.
Like, that's the first time in my life that's where just the weight has shifted and people are coming to me. I'm not trying to make more of this than it is. It's like it's a small side project and a fun hobby for some people, but it is the first time in my life where I felt the weight shift, and that if there was like an emotionally gratifying part of the process, it was that just feeling like the weight, the small weight of leadership, but also the benefits of that, of like people being excited for like what the next thing I'm going to do is.
Well, and if it fails, it's all on you. If it succeeds, it's all on you. I mean, sure, you've got the cast and everyone else, but they're only doing what you say. I mean, remember, I had my little short part in it that I still have to sit there and do exactly what I'm told. I can't just go off script and do my own thing. So we're looking at you to guide us, whereas in other realms of life, you don't have to do that.
Oh my goodness! And we did this little premiere at the Cafe Bohemia, which is where a lot of it was shot, and I was having problem with the file that I put together, and like if I didn't, I was so embarrassed. Like if I couldn't get that together, like I would have had to shoot myself.
That was it, right? And that's and you can't call the owner of the company. You are the owner.
Yeah, that's literally like showing up to the play, but you don't have pants on or something like, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Here I am.
Oh my goodness, I'm never gonna do that again. Like whatever the next episode is, I'm gonna have it done like days in advance. I'm not gonna put myself in it, and I'm not gonna put my team through that potential embarrassment.
You need that time for it to, in case something goes wrong, and it always does.
Yeah, but here's another thing that I learned in the process. I'm too cautious. That's sometimes a good thing. I like to be prepared, I like to be on time, but there is benefit in doing something a little more than you're capable of.
Yes.
Like throwing your hat over the fence and giving yourself that stakes, like, no, I have to do it.
Yep.
Like saying you're going to do something that you're not entirely sure you can do, but because you said it, and because you got all these people to commit to it, you have to do it.
You have to do it. So I'll throw that out there. So my somehow it leaked in my brokerage that I was testing for my broker's license. I didn't want to really tell anyone just yet, just a few people, in case I did fail it the first time or the second time or the fifth time. However long it would take me to pass it, I would pass it. But now I was getting text messages before the exam. Hey, you're going to do great. Yeah, I'm sure you'll pass. Yeah, so that was the other dynamic of it, where I said I was going to do it. I had to get it done, or I would have had to hide weeks, months until I got it done.
Well, there's the people you can't hide from. I mean, your kids and your wife.
Oh yeah, all of them
like
were.
That. I mean, the brokerage is one relatively small thing in this life you're living and trying to demonstrate to your kids of like investments and persistence over time lead to success. You hope you can provide that example. But there's not a guarantee doing what you're doing.
Yeah, that's the biggest burden, right? Is telling them, look, this is why I'm doing this. This is why I'm sacrificing this. There's a plan in place. I could go get a job and just do the normal thing forever, or I could take every risk that I can find. There's only one life. If we're lucky, we get 100 years on this life, and I'm already behind. So, because the first part of my life, I was chasing a different dream. I didn't start real estate when I was 18. I didn't start business until I was in my 20s. So I already feel like I'm behind. So I have to do triple the effort that some of these other people do, and without the funding that some of them have. So, and you're in the same spot. You don't have the funding that some other people do. I mean, you didn't have the equipment to even shoot something.
Yeah, that's true. Although I don't necessarily feel disadvantaged in that, because I think there's a lot of people who... I heard this question when I first started writing, like, what should I write about? And I just couldn't imagine how somebody could ask that question. Why do you want to be a writer if you have nothing to say?
Yeah.
I'm not saying I have something super profound to say, but I have things I want to say.
Yeah,
I think they're funny.
Has something to say.
I think they're interesting, and that's the first thing for me. And then the equipment and the money, will come afterwards. And it kind of did. Like now, that people have seen that I've brought a project to completion. That is a certification in my resume.
Exactly.
And some of the people who were involved in the first project now want to be involved in the second project. So I don't necessarily see it as a disadvantage. That's really it.
Yeah, but I mean, you're gonna grow from that because you're having to go through literally from the bottom
Yeah.
and having to do it all on your own. So you're gonna learn things that if you just had the equipment and the funding right out the gate, like even me, there's some new agents that join that I oversee and help and mentor, and there's things that I just give them sometimes, and I think back how long it took me to find that answer. Or how much money it cost me and time and just anguish. The things that I went through, they don't have to go through it. I just hand it to them on a platter because I don't want them to go through those things. They don't need to go through those things to be better, but it has made me better. So it's weird. They always have me to call. I didn't really have anyone to call when I started. So it was just back to persistence of getting after it.
Persistence. I started this maybe a year ago now, my short film, and that was based off the suggestion of Rebecca. And like I said, she graciously followed me, even when I didn't always have the best of plan. And even though she knew I'd never made a short film before, she stuck with me.
Yep.
And we had to redo a lot of things because I just didn't know what I was doing the first time, and it ended up being unusable or whatever. And I think one thing that helps in this process is if you have somebody to kind of keep you accountable, like somebody that you say, I'm going to do this, and then you'll be embarrassed if you don't do it.
100%.
Or you have to at least try, because you can't just give up, because that would just be even worse.
100%, because
so,
now you wasted their time.
Yeah, for me, Rebecca was that person in this process.
Yep.
Like, did you have somebody who was kind of your person you were emotionally accountable to, like who you set up as that guy?
Well, just other than the normal family and friend aspect, but my business partner I've been aligned with, well, two of them, Alan and Ron. Alan, I've been with him forever, but Ron is kind of going on year 2 now of being kind of married together in this wild game that we play of real estate. But he was on me all the time. Okay, did you get your classes done? Did you apply with the state? So why haven't you scheduled the exam yet? Things like that. And now I'm on him. He's got to do his continuing education. So hey, I've got your date on my calendar. I see you haven't done your classes yet. So he's kind of the accountability partner. It's, well, how many did you make your calls? Okay, did you send that text out? Oh man. So now where 2 years ago I could let it go, now I can't let it go because he's there, and he's going to call me at 7 in the morning and ask for updates, or hey, do we have that data? Hey, where's this deal sit? What's going on with this one? And that's helped. And broker license as well. He was on me to get it done, because I probably would have taken another year if it was up to me, especially with the way the markets are right now. We've been bouncing back and forth, so we haven't been very happy this year, which is weird because we've had the clients this year to have a record year, but just so much has not worked out. So this was a year I could have just thrown my white flag up and tucked my tail between my legs and not gone after the broker's license. But got it done before the end of the year, and now we move into 2026 with bigger goals and aspirations, as I believe you are too, sir.
Oh yeah.
With more episodes coming. So
more episodes. It's so characteristic of me to have a good thing and then make nothing of it.
Yeah.
I had all these writings before, and I was just sharing them with my writers group until I had started had a couple false starts making short films, and then Rebecca was the one that ended up finally working out with, that I took it to completion with. So fortunately, it didn't take anybody to kick me in the pants to say, hey, this worked out, maybe make another one.
Right.
So I figured that one out on my own. And I'm gonna do. I have 3 episodes in mind right now, and I want to do like a season of episodes, and use that to basically, that's going to be my education in filmmaking and directing. All the aspects, from the technical aspects to the logistics, writing. Everything in that process I want to learn, making this first season of Surrealist Warfare, and then use that to shop around to people with like bigger pockets. Because I've had like some donations here and there, and I'm grateful for those, and you saw them in the producer credits. But I need to continue on. Like I made a good first step.
Yeah.
It's like I made this step, and I could see like a little sunshine coming through. So I figured out, I need to take another step, and maybe there'll be a little more sunshine.
Yep.
More people want to participate, and more money coming my way, and then just the ability to actually make a good work of art. Because for me, like this, there's still the romantic in me that like if I could make a work of art that like made people cry, that would be so worthy. And then the practical, at this point, I have to be thinking about money too.
Yep.
Why not try to make money with this? So
exactly.
that's what I got going.
And so that feeling that you've got is almost like you got your commission check from a sale, even though it wasn't a monetary commission check, but you've got the commission
I
check.
have a lot of credit with people now.
Yeah, you got the credit, and so now is the time where some people, you might go celebrate, and then that celebration might last a day, a week, a couple months, and now you're not doing anything. But this is the time where, okay, I've accomplished this, or I've made that sale. You got to put your foot on the gas now,
and I
build
am doing
on the
that.
momentum.
So let's, for our imaginary viewer here, Greg and I are doing like two pretty different things. I'm like an artistic path that I want to try to make money. Greg is like, you're doing real estate, which is, primarily you think about it's making money, but they, they're pretty different endeavors, and yet there are similarities in the way we pursue it. One thing that we just mentioned was having somebody you're accountable to. For me, like that was Rebecca. I didn't want to say that we're going to do this thing and then not do it, and she just like wasted her time. I wasted my credibility with her, and just a lot of nights that I had her come over to the Cafe Bohemia so we could shoot, and all for what, nothing?
Yeah.
No, I had to finish it, if nothing else, to not embarrass myself in front of this person. And then you have your business partner, so that's one commonality in our two different endeavors that helped us get to our this threshold that we recently crossed. Like, what are some other similarities in our two distinct endeavors?
Well, just
you think
just the fact of you're on your own in this new world,
right? No one's gonna say this is the way to go.
No one's gonna say. They can give you some pointers here and there, but always kind of have to be wary of those too, because we're doing a different path. We're going down a different path than they went. Even if we followed their exact path, we may not get to the same place. With technology changes and just life changes, people changes. Just after COVID, people are different. I would say there's a little difference with people. So you have to know how to adapt and change with that, and that's whether you're filmmaking or selling houses.
Yeah, you have to be you have to be your own leader and come up with your own plan and say, like, I think this is worth it. I think these series of stories are funny, interesting, and I think people should see them, and I have to figure out a way to create them and then bring them to an audience. And you have to figure out a way to create this clientele and then make money consistently off it, and figure out how to make money in an ethical way. Because I know that matters.
And that is
to you.
the biggest thing. Yeah, it's all. So that's part of the reason that first year completely almost went bankrupt, because I was trying to do it ethically.
But my point there is that there's not somebody saying this is step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You, like, it doesn't, like, you have to put on the beret. There's no higher power you can consult.
Nope. Yeah, and then sometimes you're on step 4 and you think that's step 1, then you have to backtrack, figure out where step 2 and 3 are to get to step 5, 6, 7, and it's a grind. Yeah. It's a grind, but that's how you learn.
So what's another commonality in our techniques that we use to accomplish our goal here?
Well, going off, that's kind of the same thing, but just going off of not getting paid right away.
Yes, so go ahead.
Just not getting paid right away. So you do these things, and you're, because what if you don't make episode 2? And then what if episode 6 is the one that all of a sudden lands with someone, and that's your big investor, or they want to buy it, or however it works. But if you never made episode 2 or episode 3 because you didn't see any payoff, it's just a passion project, I'll get around to it.
Yeah, and to make that more explicit, what that means on my end was that I just started doing it. With my job as a landscaper, that's how I bought that computer. That's how I bought I didn't really pay anybody, but like I was buying like cigarettes, snacks. I'd pay for people's gas occasionally to come, but that was all like out of my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
And I did get 1 or 2 gifts from people after I had already started. And I would say be willing to invest your own time and money.
Yes.
And when people see that you're doing something, they might be more willing to help than if you just say, I have an idea.
Yes.
It's better to have an idea and already some progress on that idea.
Yes, and show that you're moving forward and you're doing something on your own versus just, hey, I have an idea, I need $5,000.
Yes.
Okay, but what's the payoff here? But you'll be surprised who supports you. People that you never thought are going to support you, that's the ones that are going to come out of the woodworks and support. And people that you thought would support you are sometimes the ones that try to burn you. That's a lesson I've learned in the last 5 years, that people that I really felt close to, I thought, that's the ones.
Before you develop that thought more, just to summarize that last point, start on your own and be willing to keep working for a while without any payoff or any support. But all right, so another lesson you learned along the way?
Yeah, that's the biggest lesson, that sometimes people that you think are the ones supporting you and cheering you on, that's the ones that want to see you fall. And when you do fall, they're the first to point it out to you. And then you'll have people you never thought would do business with you or be cheering you on, and they're the ones that reach out to you. And that's been a humbling experience when I get calls sometimes and, wait, I thought you were already, okay, yeah, I'll help you. So, and the people you expect or the people that promise you things, they don't pan out. Just a lot of empty promises. There's been a lot of that. So.
And people probably mean it when they say it. Like, oh yeah, I'll use you for when I need my house sold, but then just doesn't work out for whatever reason, and you can't. Well, I don't want to speak to your experience, but like, it's still on you. Like, they didn't make you become a real estate person, and they didn't make me buy this equipment, and come up with a story. Like, I chose to do that. That's a risk I took, and it's not anyone's responsibility to make it work for me.
Yeah, and just to point out that too, I never force anyone to work with me. I never expect anyone to work with me, so I'm always grateful for every single client that trusts me. But yeah, that's definitely been the crazy thing. I don't hold it against them, but there's been some, especially this year, has been just wild with some promises that, I had to kind of walk my partner back off the ledge, because he's like, well, these were for sure. I thought these were for sure. I said, nothing is for sure until we close.
Yes.
That's it.
All right, I see the battery's running low here, and I want to end on kind of throwing our hats over the fence. Like, what are you going to do now that you cross this threshold? Like, what's the next thing that you want to accomplish?
The next
that you don't have to accomplish, but you're saying you're going to.
Yeah, so the next thing would really, and it may not happen in 2026, we're aware of that, but the next goal is to hit 25 deals in a year.
And what did you make this?
That is the next year? So it was, unfortunately, again, with everything that was supposed to land, we would have hit that goal, but we only got 12 sales, and then we got some leases out, and so it's just unfortunate when you start counting some of those commissions that you thought were going to hit, and you were on goal, on target, and then it didn't happen, and that's fine. It's just a season. Just keep going. There's better seasons ahead, and we're confident and happy, and that it is what it is.
Okay. So 25 is the number.
25 is the number. So again, it may not happen 2026. We have to figure out where the markets go and where they end up, but 25 is a number that I'm chasing.
Already.
So
mine is to make a whole season of guerrilla warfare, or surrealist warfare.
How many episodes?
I'm about 9.
9, okay.
But
Yeah, you mentioned that.
I have 3 kind of on the stovetop right now.
Okay, so three in the pipeline.
Charma Offensiva was the first one. I've got 2. So I've got like a 3 episode arc in my mind, but I think around 9 episodes might be a good length for this first season. But I think what I want to do, that's going to be hard enough, like logistically, but I want to make it to the point where people who don't know me and don't care about me would think it's a good, interesting show, and I want to make people cry.
Yeah.
Like, I want it to be that good and that true, and that's going to take something that I haven't done yet.
I like a good cry. It's hard to break me. I'm Eastern European at the end of the day, but I do like a good cry, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, so I have to get a lot better as a writer.
Yeah, but you'll get there.
Okay, but
one down.
I tossed my beret over the fence.
Yeah, one down.
And congratulations again on.
Congratulations to you. I'm telling you, we were very proud. Like I said, Mike and I, when we watched that whole thing unfold, from filming, and we were only there. I was only there for one day of actual filming, but to see it all come together, and then you lead that room, and everyone quiet down and watch, was incredible, to say the least. From the first time I met you, remember, in Valet years ago, kind of, having a dream, but without a sense of planning or direction yet, to see it actually hit the screen.
It's so nice to have that to show people.
It's incredible.
Yeah, but thank you so much. I think that was a good arc of a conversation, and I'm very happy with what we got out.
Let's do it. And now we're gonna.
Thank you very much. We're gonna go
celebratory cigar.
A little smoke, a little drink,
which we don't do often, but this calls for celebration. And then tomorrow morning we wake up and tackle the world. Keep working. Tackle the world.
Amen.